Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sahida binti Muhammad Ghazali. My matric number is 14DKM18F1035. My supervisor is Puan Roziana binti Anwar. I am from Mechanical Engineering Department of Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka. I have conducted my industrial training at Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd since 1st March until 16 July in this year. So here, I will present about my journey of my internship, about the tasks that I have been assigned throughout these few months. So this is the content that I want to talk about. So this is my background. This picture is office warehouse facility of Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd and fabrication workshop facilities. So next, this is organization activity of Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd, which is the public construction and renovation project, mechanical and electrical works, fabrication and installation process, and service and maintenance of fire extinguishers. So next, this is vision and mission of this company. The vision of Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd is to be in diversified business that created value while intellectual capital development and continuous improvement for our employees and organization. And the mission of the company is to be highly reputable and leading company and to provide fast and prompt delivery of service and competitive price without compromising the safety and high quality standard. Then this is organization chart. The managing director of Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd is Encik Rostam Muhammad Noor, and director finance admin manager is Puan Nurazima binti Othman. Next, consultant professional engineer is IR Kamaria binti Ibrahim. Next, project manager Encik Zakaria bin Cik Lah and Muhammad Arif bin Nur. So next, the following is a summary of the weekly activities that I have done during my industry training at Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd for 20 weeks starting from 1 March 2021 until 16 July 2021. So first, I want to explain the tasks I have done for the first week until week 13th. I start my industry training by reporting at Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd, and the tasks given to me are updating the summary progress reports, cutting plates using a semi-automatic plate cutting machine, measure the SA iron plate, update fire extinguisher inspection report, test the functionality of the fire hose reel, make welding on plate for column, order a fire extinguisher using the EFI system, marking and measuring hollow iron, level and cut the iron plate, marking and cutting iron to make truss, check the quantity of the material list that has been complete, check the size of the material that has been complete, making welding on hollow iron for truss, punch a hole in the iron plate, measure and mark the size of the hole on the iron plates, make tagging on aluminum plates according to code numbers with different quantity of materials, attach the label to the material that has been finished, check material weight changes on each engineering drawing list, update the numbers of areas on the material list, and lastly, calculate the quantity of hollow iron. The following is from the 14th week to the 20th week, which is from 1 June 2021 to 16 July 2021. Deep Sea Resources Sdn Bhd does not carry out any activity for mechanical construction projects. This is due to the government's message to implement the full closure of the social and economic sectors. In this regard, Deep Sea Resources has obtained registration confirmation under the system of the Ministry of International Trade and Industry MITI disease. Deep Sea Resources Berhad is allowed to operate as usually by only carrying out oil and gas repair and maintenance work during the PKP period, which is the 14-week to the 20-week. Among the tasks I do are updating the summary building PRPC report, update fire extinguisher service report, order a fire extinguisher using the EFI system, calculate the amount of equipment and the quantity of hollow iron, check material weight changes on each engineering drawing list, update the number of areas on the material list, updating expired fire extinguisher, updating the names of material and equipment in the store 1, update the name and quantity of materials and equipment, update the name and quantity of materials and equipment in the store 2, update consumable master list report, update the master list of materials and equipment, updating the wholesale daily report, and lastly, updating the price list of materials and equipment in the main list of material and equipment report. Next, description of industrial training activities projects. First workshop and store management is calculate the quantity of goods and equipment, then calculate the amount of hollow iron remaining and needed. For fire extinguisher maintenance is update service report of fire extinguisher inspection system, test the functionality of the fire hose reel, updating address for the location of fire extinguishers, updating the report of building summary PRPC. For welding skill and hand tools also is making a welding on the column, making a welding on the hollow iron, measuring and cutting iron plates, marking and measuring hollow iron, leveling the iron plate, check the size of the structure that was complete, measuring and drilling holes on iron plates, making the tagging on the plates. For construction project management, first updating company reports, then checking the quantity list of materials and structures that have been complete, checking the material weight changes on the list of engineering drawing, update the number of areas on the material list per drawing. Okay, next, this is workshop and store management. You can see this. The first picture is calculate the quantity of goods and equipment in out and the amount remaining to be refilled while ensuring that there is no damage to the good or machine equipment. In addition, about the occurrence of loss or negligence. So then the next picture is I should calculate the amount of hollow iron remaining and needed. Calculate the amount of hollow iron left, which is 78 mm, 32 mm, 38 mm, and 50 mm. I found the amount of hollow iron needed using Excel. So next, the fire extinguisher maintenance is record all the in and out of the goods used, supervise the goods store as well as check the needs of the goods that have been used up or damaged to make a repurchase from the supplier. Make calculations in the store to calculate the stock of goods. Organize and update the stock of goods. In addition, update the file for the development of inspection service of firefighting for the PRPC, PCP, and RGTP projects at the end of each month. And this is report monthly. Okay, this is fire hotspot. Fire hotspot are usually placed in strategic places near buildings or power plants to provide an easily accessible and controlled water supply to put out fires. Fire hotspot contain hose and spanner. The system is operated manually and required good control. The hose profile is capable of flowing water up to 330 meters. The pressure of this system is controlled according to the pressure of the pipeline provided in the surrounding area. The shower can reach a height of up to 10 meters. And this is a step of fire hotspot that have 10 steps. The first step is to open the fire hotspot cover. Step 2, remove the hose from the fire hotspot. Step 3, remove the hose and wrench from the plastic. Step 4, place the hose on the shoulder of the rod to maintain safety while working. Step 5, clean the hose with a damp cloth. Step 6, roll the hose according to fire standards. Step 7, clean the hose box and other equipment. Step 8, check the water source near the fire hotspot. Step 9, recover items removed from the fire hotspot. And Step 10, record the inspection and obtain a daily report. For fire extinguishing, inspection shall be done once every 3 months by the user himself and once a year by a qualified party. Inspection and maintenance are performed on cartridge type fire extinguisher only, while the store pressure type is supplied directly from the company or supplier agent. This is have 2 types of fire extinguishers, which is dry powder fire extinguisher maintenance and water type fire extinguisher maintenance. For the dry powder fire extinguisher maintenance have 5 steps. The first step is remove the floor if the lamps need to be replaced or sifted again and wait. Step 2, clean the cylinder. Step 3, clean the discharge tube and nozzle. Step 4, check the cartridge. Step 5, check. Step 5, when ready, close tightly. For water type fire extinguisher maintenance, Step 1, open the heat cover, remove the cartridge. Step 2, wait, replace. Step 3, wash the cylinder and add new water. Step 4, the discharge tube is checked to make sure it's not clogged. And lastly, Step 5, replace the head cover with a CPRW safety cover. Next, this is construction project management. Deep Sea Resources Neighborhood also carries out fabrication and installation works. Fabrication is the process in which the unification of different structural steel parts is produced. The parts are then welded, assembled, or connected together. Therefore, the entire fabrication process is considered to make steel structures, machines, and other components made of structural steel. The time frame for this project to be implemented is estimated at 3 to 4 months. Therefore, the company strongly emphasized that project management and records are constantly updated, and employees must give a commitment so that the project can be complete within the stipulated time. Deep-sea resources also provides customer with the higher quality structural steel products in the market. So next, in this picture, I check the quantity of structures that have been complete for record into the maintenance repair operation MRO project report. This is hand tools and welding skills. I was given the task to measuring using tape and cutting the iron plates using an angle grinder. And I make tagging on plates by using aluminum plate, hammer, stabbing, metal punch, center punch, and iron wire to be labeled on the completed structure. Then, the third picture, I measure and drill holes in the iron plate using a semi-auto punching machine to be installed as the fastener to the truss structure that has been built. And then I am welding on hollow iron for truss and plate for column. Next, I measure the hollow iron using an L angle before making a fit up to ensure flatness on the hollow iron you want to connect. And lastly, I grind the iron using a hand angle grinder to remove the iron droppings and make it flat. So what do I get of industrial training? I can further improve my skills in report management and calculation by using Excel. Second, I can also gain more experience in this industry and hone my skills during training. And lastly, I become more independent and self-reliant and adapted to the new environment. Suggestion that I want to give is the industrial training unit is proposed to prepare a special schedule for trainees based on the firm place. It is to smooth and facilitate the journey of industrial training. This can also prevent certain parties from trying to take advantage of trainees to facilitate their tasks. Trainees should be placed in each division so as not to focus on one field only and be able to learn other things at the same time as the management of a firm. I hope that my suggestions and recommendations can further improve the quality of the existing industrial training and be more beneficial to the trainees for the next generations. Finally, close cooperation and relationship between the polytechnic and the firm is essential to form a beneficial relationship for all parties, including the firm, trainees, as well as the polytechnic itself. The conclusions: after undergoing industrial training for 20 weeks, a lot has been learned from all aspects related to the career field, especially how to communicate with superiors and related parties. Working in the company, Deep Sea Resources neighborhood to some extent teaches something in more detail and systematically. In general, industrial training should be continued because it serves to provide benefits to trainees in terms of scientific experience before setting foot into the real world of work. Industrial training is one of the mandatory conditions for the award of the Polytechnic Diploma Certificates of the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia. During the industrial training, students are not only able to improve their skill in their respective field, but also students are exposed to the techniques of preparing and writing reports. Through this experience, it is hoped to increase potential to stand out in the job market in related fields after graduation. In conclusion, planning and cooperation between institutions of higher learning and private industry companies as well as government bodies is very important to produce a skilled generation in the future. That's all. Thank you.